There are certain things you expect from a father, teaching you to ride a bike, showing up to your soccer games, maybe embarrassing you in front of your friends. What you don't expect is for your dad to casually mention that he once strangled 2 snakes in his crib. Before breakfast, while still wearing a diaper, you open your eyes. You're in your
Maybe a
bedroom.
13th
It's a
labor?
normal room. Posters on the wall. A pile of laundry in the corner. A bed that desperately needs making. But in the hallway, you hear it. The sound of something heavy being lifted. Something very heavy. You walk out. Your father is in the living room, lifting your couch with one hand. He's not working out. He's just moving it to vacuum underneath. The couch weighs 400 pounds. He's holding it like it's a throw pillow. His name is Hercules. Heracles, if you want to be technical. The strongest man who ever lived. The hero who completed 12 impossible labors. The slayer of the Nemean Lion, the Hydra, the Stymphalian birds, and approximately everything else that moved in ancient Greece. And he's your dad. He looks up, he smiles. He has the same smile from every statue, every painting, every movie. Chiseled jaw, perfect teeth, eyes that have seen too much. Morning, kid, he says. You want eggs? You nod. He puts down the couch. He goes to the kitchen. You hear him crack eggs. You hear the eggs sizzle. You also hear him accidentally crush the entire carton because he forgot his own strength. Again, this is your life. This is what happens when your father is the greatest hero in human history. It's not as glorious as it sounds. Breakfast with Hercules is an event. Not because of the food, because of the collateral damage. You sit at the kitchen table. Your dad is at the stove. He's wearing an apron that says, "Kiss the cook." It has a cartoon lion on it. The irony is not lost on you. He cooks eggs. He flips them with a spatula. The spatula bends. He frowns, annoyed, and uses his fingers instead. His fingers do not burn. Nothing burns Hercules. He brings the plate to you. The eggs are perfect. The plate, however, has cracks. You've learned not to comment. Big day today, he says. You freeze. Every time he says big day, something happens. Last time, he decided to fix the leaky faucet. He tore the entire sink out of the wall. The time before that, he tried to teach you how to throw a discus. The discus landed in the neighbor's pool. The neighbor was in it. What kind of big day, you ask carefully? I'm thinking we go hunting. Hunting? What? He thinks. Whatever we find. You look out the window. You live in the suburbs. The most dangerous thing in your neighborhood is Mrs. Patterson's Chihuahua. Dad, there's nothing to hunt here. He looks disappointed. He always looks disappointed when there's nothing to kill. It's in his blood. 12 labors, hundreds of monsters, a lifetime of violence. Retirement doesn't suit him. Fine, he says. We'll go to the hardware store instead. You're not sure which is more dangerous. You've heard the stories. Everyone has heard the stories. The Nemean Lion, a beast with skin so tough no weapon could pierce it. Your father strangled it with his bare hands. He wears the pelt as a cloak. It's hanging in his closet. You used it for a school project once. Your teacher didn't believe you. The Hydra. 9 heads. Cut one off. 2 grew back. Your father figured it out. He cauterized the necks with fire. He dipped his arrows in the Hydra's blood. That blood, they say, could kill anything. He still has some in the garage. Next to the lawnmower. The Aegean stables. Thousands of cattle. 30 years of manure. Your father cleaned it in a single day by diverting 2 rivers. He still talks about it every time you complain about doing the dishes. Erymanthian boar. A giant beast that terrorized the countryside. Your father chased it through the snow, caught it, and carried it back alive. He tells this story every time you leave your room messy. I caught a boar the size of a truck, and you can't pick up your socks. You've heard these stories so many times you can recite them in your sleep. But you never get tired of them, because when he tells them, he's not the hero. He's just your dad, sitting on the couch, drinking coffee, reliving the only life that ever made sense to him. Your father has a complicated family history. That's putting him mild. Here's your half-brother, the one from Thebes. He's also named Hercules. Well, he was named after your dad. It's confusing. You call him Herc Jr. He hates it. He works in finance. He's the only normal one. There's your other half-brother, the one from the Amazon. His mother was Hippolyta, queen of the Amazons. He's your age. You can bench press a car. He visits sometimes. You try not to arm wrestle. Here's your half-sister from Sparta. She's a general now. You've seen her on the news. She looks exactly like your father in a helmet. It's terrifying. And then there are the ones you don't talk about, the ones who didn't survive, the ones Hera, your father's eternal enemy, destroyed before they could grow up. You've asked about them once, just once. Your father's face went dark. He didn't speak for 3 days. You never asked again. School is complicated when your father is a legend. Every year without fail, there is a unit on Greek mythology. And every year without fail, your teacher gets to the part about Hercules. Hercules was the strongest mortal to ever live, the teacher says. He completed 12 impossible labors. He defeated monsters beyond imagination. He became a god. The class looks at you. You look at your desk. His story is one of tragedy and triumph. The teacher continues. He killed his own family in a fit of madness, then spent his life atoning. You know this part. You know it very well. The madness, the 12 labors, the endless guilt. You see it in your father's eyes every time he looks at old photos. After class, kids ask you questions. The same questions every year. Is your dad really that strong? Can he really lift a mountain? Does he still have the lion skin? Did he really, kill his family? You answer the easy ones. You ignore the hard one. When you get home, your dad is in the backyard lifting a boulder. He does this a lot. It helps him think. How was school, he asks, not looking away from the rock. Fine. Learn anything interesting? You pause. We learned about you. He puts down the boulder. It cracks the pavement. He's quiet for a long time. I'm sorry, he says finally. You don't know what he's apologizing for. The madness, the legacy, the fact that you'll always be known as his kid. Maybe all of it. It's okay, Dad? He nods. He picks up the boulder again. You go inside. Your father has a problem. He's too strong for the modern world. Door handles snap in his grip. Chairs crumble when he sits. He once high-fived a neighbor and dislocated the man's shoulder. The neighbor doesn't wave anymore. You've learned to adapt. You buy reinforced furniture. You keep a first aid kit in every room. You've memorized the number of a good orthopedic surgeon. But the real problem isn't the broken things. It's the loneliness. Your father can't play catch with you. He throws too hard. He can't hug you too tightly. He can't hold your mother's hand without fear of hurting her. He tries. You see him trying. Every time he touches something delicate, you watch his hands tremble with the effort of restraint. You inherited some of his strength. Not all, not nearly, but enough to be noticeable. You can lift more than your classmates. You can run faster. You've never lost an arm wrestling match. It's enough to make you different. Not different enough to be a hero. Just different enough to be lonely. Your mother is mortal. That's important to understand. She's not a goddess. She's not a warrior. She's not anyone famous. She met your father after the labors, after he'd already become a legend, after he'd already been through the madness, the guilt, the 12 impossible tasks. She saw him at a market. He was buying fruit. He accidentally crushed a melon. She laughed. He looked up, embarrassed, and their eyes met. That's the story he tells. He tells it every anniversary. He always tears up at the same part. She laughed. He says, everyone else was scared of me. She laughed. Your mother is the one who makes everything normal. She makes breakfast without breaking plates. She does the grocery shopping without attracting a crowd. She reminds your father to use his gentle hands. She's also the one who explains things. When you were little and asked why Dad was so strong, she told you the stories. When you got older and asked why you were so sad, she told you about the madness. He did terrible things, she said once, but he spent the rest of his life making up for them. That's what makes him a hero, not the strength, the choice to be better. There's a weight to being Hercules' son. It's not the weight of expectations. It's the weight of comparison. Everyone measures you against him. Teachers, coaches, classmates. They look at you and wonder, is the strength there? Is the courage, the heroism? You are strong. You are faster than most. You could probably beat anyone in your school in a fight, but you are not Hercules. You'll never be Hercules. Your father knows this. He sees it in your eyes. The frustration, the inadequacy. One night he finds you in the backyard trying to lift a boulder. The same boulder he lifts for fun. You can't. It doesn't move. He sits beside you. He doesn't say anything. He just sits. I'll never be you, you say. He's quiet for a moment. Then he puts a hand on your shoulder. Gently, carefully. I don't want you to be me. He says, I want you to be you. You look at him. His eyes are tired. He's been alive for centuries. He's seen empires rise and fall. He's been a hero, a monster, a god, and a father. You are not a hero because you can lift a boulder, he says. You are a hero because you try. It happens at school. A fight. A kid from another class. Bigger than everyone. Angry at the world. He's shoving people. He's throwing punches. You step between him and a smaller kid. He swings at you. You catch his fist. You are not Hercules. You're not a god, but just strong enough. You hold his hand. You don't squeeze. You don't break anything. You just hold. Stop. You say tries to pull away. He can't. He looks at you, confused, scared. Just stop. He stops. Later, people ask you how you did it, how you were so calm, how you held him without hurting him. You think about your father, about his trembling hands, about the effort it takes to be gentle, about the choice to be better. I learned from my dad. You say later that night, you find your father in the backyard. He's looking at the stars. You sit beside him. He puts his arm around you, gently, carefully. Did I ever tell you about the constellations? He asks. A few times. He points to a cluster of stars. That's me, up there. Hercules, the hero. You've seen it 1,000 times. A man kneeling, a lion's skin, a club. I'm proud of you. He says quietly. You look at him, the strongest man in history, the greatest hero, your father. Thanks, Dad. He smiles. For a moment, he's not a legend. He's not a hero. He's just your dad, sitting in the backyard, looking at the stars, proud of his kid. So here is the question. Would you want to be Hercules' son? A father who's a living legend, who's killed everything that ever threatened humanity, who could crush you by accident, and who carries the weight of 1,000 lifetimes on his shoulders? Or does your normal, ordinary, completely non-mythological life suddenly feel a little more manageable? Drop a comment. What's the most heroic thing your dad has done? I'll start. Mine once caught a boar the size of a truck, but I think I'm prouder of the day he learned to be gentle,